Hi there. How are you doing tonight?
There you are. I could barely hear you, Kirk, but go ahead.
Hi there. Yes, first of all, I just want to say thank you very much for doing a show like this because it gives us a chance to kind of ask you some questions. So I think that's just a wonderful idea.
Thank you.
And one of the questions that I have is the airport tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And when it first came out, I remember the number being close to 500 million. It might have been 480 or something to that effect.
485 for the whole road. Mm-hmm.
Even at my age, I'm not doing bad.
Not bad at all.
Then it came in, so they had it figured out at 295, and I believe that was the number, and then it got voted in, and then it miraculously went back up to $500 million again. And if you could expand on that,
Sure.
I know there will be reasons for it and so on.
Sure.
But what I'm leading towards is the tunnel going underneath the runway at $500 million. Maybe that money could have been slotted to help us in the southeast with the new LRT leg.
Sure.
And you looked really good driving one, so I thought you might want to drive another one. I don't know.
I would love to. I would love to. And I can absolutely answer that. And so you're a little bit off, but I don't blame you because the numbers have been really confusing. So the numbers haven't changed at all. And in fact, the tunnel is almost done, knock on wood, and coming in both on time and on budget, which is great. So the tunnel portion itself is about $170 million, 171 if I recall the number correctly. And that is for the tunnel, which is kind of a very complicated interchange. You know, if you were going to build Glenmore, Elbow, 5th Street today, it would cost about that. And so that's the tunnel itself. The 485 is the full amount of money that won't be spent for probably 20 years in total for building out Airport Trail as an expressway all the way from Stony Trail to Center Street. So building a new expressway across the top of the city, of which the tunnel is a part. But that's a long-term number. The other thing about that one, which is weird, is that one of the reasons I supported it is that it was cheaper to build it than not to build it. Because if we didn't build it, then to create what I call the little hat, which is going up Barlow Trail, across Country Hills Boulevard, down Métis Trail, to build that hat out to full expressway standard would have been significantly more than the 485. And so that was one of the reasons we had to do it. The other challenge, of course, was the airport was building the runway. So if we didn't build it before the runway got built, we would never be able to build it, and we would be stuck with the cost for the hat. So it wasn't, I didn't like it much. I didn't like the fact that we had to do it so quickly, and I wish that council had planned for it in the past, but it had to be done. Getting on to the more important issue of Southeast Transit, sometimes people ask me, you know, what would happen if you hadn't built that tunnel and you spent it on the Southeast instead? So forgetting about the hat, forgetting about all that money, that $171 million is about 5% of the cost of the Southeast LRT. Wow. So I'd still have a pretty big gap left to go. And so the challenge with the Southeast LRT is very, very blunt. It's really far and it's really expensive. The West LRT that we just opened is 9 kilometers. To take the Southeast LRT from downtown to Seaton is 26 kilometers, 27 kilometers. It's 3 times as far. And the West LRT was the single most expensive public works project in Calgary history, $1.4 billion. The Southeast LRT will be a minimum of $3 billion. Wow. So you see my problem.
So it's not a closed idea, it's just that we've got a lot
No,
of
we're going to build it. We're going to build it. I just got to find $3 billion.
We have to sorry, Mr. Mayor, we have to take a quick break here. We will come back with you.
I'd like to finish answering that question when we come back. Oh, should I do it now?
Oh, yeah, go.
Okay, so very briefly, from Seaton to downtown right now on the BRT on a good day is 60 minutes. Way too long. Buses are stuck in traffic. We are building a system of dedicated busways for the short term, which will take that 60 minutes down to about 45, which will make a huge difference. Interestingly, the LRT only takes that 45 down to 35 or 40 for a significant $1 billion additional money. We will have to do it. Eventually, the buses will not be able to hold the traffic we need, but in the meantime, that BRT has to be It actually has to work. And so our major priority for whatever transit money we have right now, after buying 4-car trains, is to vastly improve transit in Southeast Calgary.